Alright, y'all, this is Varao, coming at you with a plus 11 Murozond's Rise key, playing Holy Priest, which I have not played at all this season in keys, so kind of wanted to see how it would go, record some gameplay, try and learn from it. I've been playing Disc mostly, gearing this character up, but I'm playing Holy in Raid because I cannot figure out Disc ramps in Raid, so want to get better at it. Also, I was watching Liquid Max's stream earlier, and he had a Holy Priest in the group who was pumping. They were doing high keys, so I got inspired. So yeah, running a Murozond's Rise. Got a DH tank who's pretty geared, it looks like, based on the health. I think this was a guild group. They're all on Tichondrius, and I think they knew each other. So guild groups can be a little weird because you never quite know what you're going to get in terms of skill levels across the group. And I think we did actually have some shenanigans this run, and then me playing Holy for the first time, I also was not playing super well. So this is the Icy Veins build, which is using Lightweaver, so that's like alternating flash heal and heal. So I think I'm doing that here, and then I'm really trying to keep my Prayer of Mending running on cooldown because that's a big thing for Raid on Holy Priest. So yeah, definitely noticing a lot of downtime here right off the bat. Not casting my DPS spells very much. Could definitely look at keeping the casts per minute up. And there's the Ogavoker eating the orb both directions, it looks like, which is I think when I saw that, I knew that this key was gonna have some interesting times on the bosses, especially it's Tyrannical this week. Tyrannical Storming, Raging, but no Raging for this key because this is just an 11. So just working through this trash. Yeah, really not a ton to heal. No panic moments yet, and I think those panic moments are the best for learning, because that's when you find out if you actually know where all your binds are and what buttons you need to press. Because I'm coming from Resto Druid. Actually, I played a lot of Resto Druid last season up to Keystone Hero, and then playing Disc in keys so far this season, and no Holy. So yeah, I don't. It was an interesting Sanctify there. I don't know how many people I caught with that. And then we're just trying to kick the Sentinel mob. Playing Priest is kind of unfortunate for that because you just can't help out. You really gotta hope your group is paying attention and knows to go kick. I think the tank is supposed to handle that mostly, but they don't always do that. So yeah, here's our mage just getting dragged in, and I don't know if I needed to go in after him there. But yeah, really, I think biggest thing I'm noticing so far in these packs is Divine Star just not getting used. Imperial Blaze just sitting there unused, not really sending out any Holy Fires, which I think is most of Holy Priest DPS, which is pretty good single target. I do finally hit Apoth there, that's good. But yeah, we're like 4 or 5 minutes into the key, and I've only hit it once, so it's not great. But just working the mob down here, trying to alternate those heals and flash heals, and just send in Prayer of Mendings. Probably more than I need to, I'm not really sure. Putting some dots out here, that's good. Oh man, Divine Star just really sitting there unused, and a free Holy Word proc that I'm just sitting on. So yeah, I think it's okay to pool those for damage events, not that these trash are really going to do anything on a Tyrannical key on an 11. Okay, so now we got Tier here. This is first boss, so this should actually have some damage going out. So hitting Serenity on the tank, that's good. I think I was just sending PI on the DK. I probably should have been hitting the mage because I think overall the mage was playing better, but when I see the PI pop, I usually just send it on whoever I see it on. But yeah, looking at the DPS now, the mage really was probably the better target for that. Well, the DK just passed him. going in for the soak. Nothing too overwhelming so far on this boss, just kind of healing people up and hitting dispels. I think the later bosses have a little bit more spice to them in terms of some of the plays that get made. Yeah, I am by no means very good at keys. The highest keys I've ever done are up to like 18 or 19, and that was last season. Basically, I got Keystone Hero on my Druid and did not do anything else besides that. So I definitely want to get better at keys, and that's part of the reason for recording. Is I think pretty much everybody I've listened to talk about getting better at keys, they all say recording gameplay is a great place to start. So I probably need to learn how to analyze gameplay too. Yeah, so the tank just died there, which I'm not really sure. I think I checked the death log, and it looks like he just took the tank hit and didn't live it, which is probably my fault if I didn't top him off. I mean, he also maybe could have used some mitigation there. I'm not sure what he had up, but I do think I was a little confused why he just fell over. And now we're waiting. So yeah, okay, yeah, here I do go look. And then yeah, it looks like Titanic Blow was the big one. Or the debuff maybe, I'm not sure. Alright, yeah, actually I hate these stairs. I never play this right. I don't know where I should go. I should probably be right on like the lip. Because the DPS and the tank, they all seem to usually just spread out wherever they want, and then you end up losing someone. Whether they're down the stairs and you're on top, or you're down the stairs and they're on top. So this is always an interesting pull, but on a Tyrannical week, the pulsing damage is not that much, so it's just not very stressful. But hitting some heals. Okay, and then I think I troll pretty hard on this. We'll see. Normally I'm like, okay, but okay, so far so good. I think I'm about to eat one. Yep, yeah, straight into one, and then I'm on tilt a little bit here. Yep, catching another one, and a third one. That's great. That's really what you want to see on this gauntlet is fourth time's the charm, I think. Yeah, I think I do get through on this one finally. Yeah, and I think this is something I'm trying to work on, because I pug a lot for keys especially. So is just getting a sense of like how good you think your group is and who might need help. And I think when I got here after hitting 3 orbs and no one was through yet, I started to get a little bit worried. In this dungeon, the last boss is the one that I worry about as a healer, just because of the orbs, and if people are not paying attention or don't know how that works. And then also just the last 10% or so of that boss, after all the ads are dead, when he starts covering the floor and stuff, that can be pretty stressful. So yeah, here goes the orb. I think we're good now. Letting them know it's open, and then going over here to trigger the mobs. So yeah, sitting on that, haven't Divine Hymned, haven't really hit Divine Star at all. I think those are the biggest things so far. It's just CD usage, like rotating through them. Okay, good. We do PI the mage finally. Probably should have been doing more of that. That weak aura just tells you if you have PI up and someone hits a CD that they're a good PI target, but it doesn't do more than that. So that you have to do a little bit of like, who's doing damage and who's actually hitting their buttons right. But yeah, Imperial Blaze still just sitting there. Chastise I don't think I've used very much, so those are all things to think about for the next key, the next holy key I do. Trying to get the DPS, especially doing a lower key, because I wanted to do a lower key to just work on the fundamentals. I don't know if I'm going to keep running this build. So this is the Lightweaver build. I think the Wowhead guide actually recommends a different setup. using I think it's Miracle Worker, so you get extra charges of your holy words, and then in between those you're kind of doing a flash heal spam. Whereas this Lightweaver build from Icy Veins is more of what people were doing in Season 2, I think. With the 4-set, the Miracle Worker build is pretty good because you get those free holy words, which I'm not using at all. I'm just sitting on those. So that might be something worth adding a sound to. I think I have a sound on it, but I'm clearly not hearing it. Okay, I do hit Apoth again there, which is good, and I'm getting these dispels. It seems pretty easy to top the group. Like the flash heals and the heals were hitting pretty hard, it seems like. Okay, here I'm not doing anything, just sort of waiting, which isn't great. I think I'm so used to disc prees where you are just spamming smite for so much of the dungeon. It would just be good if I was doing that even, because Holy Fire just not going off. PI the DK again, it's a bummer. Keeping those mendings up. Yeah, so I switched from Resto Druid to help my raid group because we needed a Mass Dispel and we needed Fort buff actually too. So that's part of the reason why I'm trying to learn Holy. I'm enjoying it so far in raid. I'm not anywhere near as comfortable on it yet as I was on Druid, but it looks like my Prayer of Mending refresh is generally pretty good. Not right here, obviously. I'm sitting on it. I'm trying to heal. I'm trying to see what's going on. I'm noticing a lot of double flash heals too, which is probably not great. I think that's likely just I don't want to say panic, but just that's where my my finger's on the button, so I'm just hitting it again when I really should be alternating in those heals with this build. Okay, I don't know what we were trying to do there. I guess we did cycle through some Holy Fires there, so that is good. Oh yeah, jeez. If you look at the damage, that's crazy. That's unfortunate that that's happening. That's a pretty good single target. That's crazy. Okay, yeah, and the Evoker there ate 2 of those. I'm just not getting any kicks on these infinite burns, it looks like. Sent the Mass Dispel, sending that, yeah, right. Yeah, there were definitely some red flags for this group in terms of how this might go. Yeah, it's just as always with the guild group, you never know if they're like in Discord together, and then even if they are in Discord, you never know how serious they're being. Oh yeah, pull that little ad there for no reason. I need to pay more attention in this gauntlet for not pulling those little guys. We go over here for some reason. We were right there. I don't know why we didn't just go to Time Lost Battlefield, but that's whatever. So we're just flying over. And then we're gonna do this trash. Yeah, none of the trash really hurts at all on this key. I mean, in 11 on a Tyrannical week, you're just not gonna have any trash. So I think I'm hoping for a moment where you actually have to make some decisions, and I do think I get some, and I make some of the wrong decisions for sure. So again, just missing out on a lot of DPS. I guess that was nice by the mage. Yeah, so part of the problem with this key too, I think, especially on the trash, was like you're running with an AUG, and then a mage who's actually hitting their barrier. Like, it's just not going to be a lot of damage going out. I wish the mage would probably save those for boss mechanics on a Tyrannical week, but anytime a DPS is hitting their buttons at all, you got to be pretty happy. All right, so here we go on Morchi. So big thing on this Oh man, PI and the DK again. It's just so sad. Alright, doing the where is the one not wearing any hats? Alright, so tank just eats the breath for no reason there. Some more questionable boss decisions. Okay, watching the Sandblast. It's good. Okay, here I am spamming Smite. This is the Disc Priest practice coming in. Which I had Holy Fire off cooldown. So, alright, looking for a good spot to get my guy trapped as fast as possible. And I think, yeah, so just not knowing mechanics maybe. Okay, so that was pretty good there. I think I did not send Power Word Life. So actually, no, that was not good. Some of that might have been a bind issue. That's a new bind for this build, and just for me on Priest. I think I'm running Benevolence on the Disc Priest. Or I don't even know if you go that far up in that tree because you might need other stuff. I think you do, but I'm not running Power Word Life on the Disc Priest. And yeah, we just have an ad running around, and then the Evoker dead. At least it's the Evoker dead. I think when you have an Evoker in the group and like a DPS dies on a boss and not the Evoker, AUG anyway, it can feel really bad because the boss just takes forever. Okay, get kind of lucky there on that spawn. I don't know that I actually baited that. I think that was just lucky, so just continuing to heal. Yeah, just sitting on this Serenity with a free charge and not sending it, which is not good. And then also, Imperial Blaze is back up. Still haven't Divine Hymned. Did hit Apoth this boss fight, it looks like, which is good, but I probably should look at, how many. I lose 2 there at the end to the breath, and then did not seem necessary. All right, then here we run back, and I don't like when tanks do this. I don't think it's faster. Maybe with the 2 deaths where they both need to release, it's faster. So kind of necessary there, I guess. But I see a lot of groups do this where it's you double back, and then especially on a week like this one, I just don't think it's faster to just not kill that extra trash back. Because you're just going to be overcount anyway, and then there's always a risk that you don't dodge the little flappy guys on the other side, so you just never really know what you're going to get. Alright, here's our tank not knowing how combat works. So, kill these. Yeah, Serenity's super nice. I did notice that especially I think with the way the damage is, for probably a lot of the keys, but this is the first one I did, but there's a lot of like single target spiky damage where having Serenity to just instantly basically full heal somebody it feels good. Okay, good. Do rebuff there. Yeah, so Chastise has just like not been getting used, I think I'm noticing. Alright, PIing the DK again. Unfortunate. Yeah, I give him PI and he's just not beating the mage. Okay, well, he's trying. He's trying his best. Yeah, so like I don't know that this was faster than just not going the other way, but oh well. Alright, yeah, so this boss, this whole area is tough. I'm not very good at it. I think I need to probably, watch a Quasi video or something again on how to do this well. Because I know, like, you don't want to hit any of the abilities from the boss on any of these ads because he gets stacks of Victory Rush. So here, just dodging all of the fire stuff that was on me. Honestly, pretty happy that it was on me because if it's on someone else, they can... I may have trolled someone there. I wasn't really looking at that, but a lot of people died of that, it seems like. So we're just healing here. Keeping up that prayer of mending. Alright, so that is better there with Imperial Blaze. I just definitely think every single pack, it's like, I mean, that's a 1 minute CD. It's going to be up. It needs to be getting used at least once a pack. I think that's probably a good goal to start with. You know, once a boss, and well, hopefully more than once a boss, but definitely once a pack. Just making sure that I'm getting some Holy Fires out. Alright, we have a lot there. Okay, cool. So we have pretty much everything up for this boss fight. We'll see how this goes. Big things here are the frontals. And then the whirlwind. So yeah, that was on me. And then yeah, baiting the way I did was not good, right? So he's got 4 stacks now. So that's definitely something for me to work on, is not baiting the boss that way. All right, so yeah, I keep trying to dispel this MO. I think it's from the ads, right? Oh yeah, it's the Warlocks casting Immolate, and that's from I don't know if that's from us hitting the ads or not. I haven't done this boss on a high enough key to learn the mechanics properly. So that's definitely still something that needs to happen. Okay, so everyone's kind of low here. Okay, I do finally hit Apoth. That's good, because I think I was starting to panic a little bit. Yeah, all right, and that was a good barrier from the mage helping me out there. So yeah, oh yeah, just getting behind. My brain was definitely not working great there. I was like, I should guardian someone, and then I was like, I'll guardian myself. So good that I used it. First time all dungeon, I'm pretty sure. Maybe the only time, I'm not sure. But yeah, just remembering those CDs are there. Especially Guardian Spirit, because it resets. It's just an easy way to not die if you think you might. So, okay, got everyone topped. I think I send in flash heals back to back, which I really shouldn't with this build. This tank is taking so much damage. Still no power word life, just sitting on that forever. I've got damage up, I'm not hitting it. I've got Divine Star, which is just like not getting used at all. Okay, so thought he might have dropped loot there. I remember trying to loot that. I'm playing too much Season of Discovery, where it's, you know, you want to loot everything and you can't AoE loot. So just habit, I guess, there to try and loot everything. So we do successfully navigate the not pulling those dragons there, so that's good. So we're probably pretty close to not being overcount. I mean, you have to do that last pack in there. Yeah, okay, yeah. So I think I was ready for the idea that these guys might be trolling on the orbs here. It's gotta always pay attention, because there's some people who think it's funny to knock people, and then some people who are really just, they can't avoid running through something if there's an opportunity to do so. Yeah, so still just sitting on charges of the free holy words. It's a good weak aura. I'm just not using it correctly. Also, no Divine Hymn all dungeon, I think, is tough. So, on a fortified week, this pack might be a good candidate for it. This is a fair amount of movement, I guess. But yeah, there's a lot of pulsing AoE. But I have all these free Serenities that I'm just not using, so could very easily deal with that. I'm using Sanctifies instead. Which I don't... Yeah, that one, I don't even know what that Sanctify was. That wasn't great. Just Evoker taking a lot of damage there. And then we're just killing this guy for a while. And I do have Imperial Blaze, and I'm not using it, so I'm part of the problem there for sure. Alright, so I think my big takeaways so far watching this are... when I do another key, I think picking one thing to work on for each key is good. So there's like overall stuff that I need improvement, like positioning, boss mechanics, all sorts of stuff like that. Okay, so here I'm telling them I'll stay in if I have the orb. I think that mostly worked. Yeah, and then I don't trust this Aug Evoker at all, so I'm telling the mage that if I don't get it, I want the mage to stay in. Because the mage has more gear and more score, and... Alright, yeah, I think the mage said that they would do that. Yep, letting the Aug know to always get out. Yeah, probably not a great call. I do think there's one double stack of orbs here because the... Yeah, and then we're just sort of sitting here waiting. Seems hit or miss on this boss, whether the tanks know that, you know, they can tag him as soon as they, as soon as he's up. All right, so cool. PI on the mage, sitting my orb. Looks like the mage did let the orb go, so we're good. Yeah, I think generally on this boss, one thing for me to work on is getting out of the orb as soon as it's safe, because later in the fight, there will be swirlies under you if you don't get out as fast as possible. So letting the first one drop off and the second one go as quickly as possible is important for later, so you don't get the overlap. All right, so far nothing's really happening on this fight. Yeah, here we go. I think that's the double. Yep, they both hop out. Fortunately, it's only an 11, so it's not really an issue. Oh yeah, okay. So that that was the tank being interesting again. You just moving that frontal like that. Okay, so I do GS myself. I wonder what I was thinking there. That does not make a ton of sense. I don't think I was dying. It's not great. Alright, so just trying to heal. Double orb, I'm not in. Okay, the mage got that one. Imperial Blaze still just not used. Divine Star not used. Apoth not used. Divine Hail. Oh man, so much just not sitting unused. Okay, so here, okay, the end of this fight was really bad. And I make a big mistake here by running far away from everyone. So I think it's better to group up under the boss when he's dropping those initial pools, so that, yeah, because they see now I'm like, what do I even do here? Like I have to soak an orb standing in the puddles. I'm just spamming flash heal on myself. Yeah, and I'm definitely starting to panic. I'm like, oh, I'm standing in stuff. Like, what do I do? Okay. Yeah. Nope. Still no power word life. It's just sitting there unused. Okay, and then I'm like, oh man, I'm still in a bad spot, but I gotta soak this orb, and then this is the overlap, so the mage gets out. It's good, and then ideally I'd be getting out like right here before these swirlies. Alright, then I just try and... Oh man, yeah, this is really bad. Big swirly. Okay, I eat that big swirly. So positioning there at the end was just terrible by me. I really need to stay with the group, not get out of range of them. I think fortunately, yeah, we are able to kill it here because it's so low. And then, yeah, the mage is really just carrying this key and doing work. So, yeah, very... Not good at all on that last boss. And also just all the CDs still up. I did hit Apoth there, which is good. But, yeah, and just no boss damage at all. That's really unfortunate to have barely done any boss damage. Yeah, 18k DPS overall is just not good. So yeah, I think for the next one, if I'm picking on one or two things to look at, it's really need to get into Divine Hem off, just anywhere in the key, and then Divine Star and Imperial Blaze on cooldown as much as possible. The healing was okay, I think. People weren't like dying. There were a couple of moments where I got overwhelmed and panicked, and I'm not, definitely not efficient in CDs like with Apoth, like getting the most value out of it. Yeah, get some gloves. I don't need fairly geared on this guy from running like heroically geared, heroic raid and Mythic Plus, but do get the Drake skin, which is nice. I think that's the last one I needed. He does not need the gloves, and yeah, that's it. So hopefully by doing this I can get a little bit better. Want to play more Holy Priest. Want to learn how to live on Holy Priest for raid, especially on Tindril. Oh my goodness, was feeding on Tindril the other night. But yeah, I'll be looking to record more keys, upload them, and talk through them. And hopefully someone else finds this helpful or interesting. But yeah, I mean, I would love to get up to some higher keys towards the end as the season goes on. And I think this is a good way to do it. So thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.